everybody. Amy Masters here. I'm going to get Becky on with me. How are you guys today? It's Saturday it's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Wyoming. I'm going to get Becky on here. This is going to be our first time going live. And so I invited her to join me. We're hijacking the page today. Danny and all of our admin group, not all of them, but almost all of them in the UK are going to the Professional Beauty Show. I'm so jealous. I wish I could be there. So if you notice my posts all day, I said I'm going to hijack the page. And I have. And so now Becky is going to join me and we're going to go live and we're going to do just question and answering for anything that you guys may have. She's
Am I here?
Hi!
Hey, thought I was gonna miss you.
No, good afternoon.
How are you?
Good.
See if I've got my volume up good enough here. If I don't fall off. Oh, yeah, a little bit more.
I like the signs behind you.
Oh, thanks. Is it
Yeah.
backwards to you? Because it's backwards to me when I'm looking at myself in here. Can you read them?
Beautiful. I can see that one. Or be full.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
she leaves a little smile everywhere she goes. And I think every nail tech does that because we're covered in glitter, right?
Oh,
So that was
absolutely.
bad.
Yeah. Well, we have some people joining in. So, for those of you just joining, um, so most of our admin group is at Professional Beauty, which is a expo that's going on. I believe it's the one in Manchester. Anyways, they invited us, but they wouldn't pay our way. So we decided that we're going to hijack the page.
Absolutely. Us US girls, right? How many, are we the only two on the page that are from the US?
I'm not sure. Well, no, because I can see Allie's name on there. And so I know she's from Wyoming. And so they're just going to have to give us some comments so that we can answer some questions
Where they're
here.
60.
So Lorraine says hi. Can you see the comments, Becky?
I can, yes.
Good.
Yes. I know Vicky really well. She uses Sojel. Hi, Vicky.
Oh,
South
Jen from
Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi,
Very awesome.
Allie. Hi, Angela. Angela just took a class with me. So,
Aubrey's another friend of mine too. I trained with Aubrey. Awesome.
yeah. So I'm going to share a little bit of insight with you guys about Becky and I. We actually have both been in the industry for many years. Today we talked and we found out we've combined we're at 50 years of knowledge. Thank God we're
That
not
sounds
50 yet.
not yet. Getting close.
And actually we've been very close in state to state by each other, and I've seen your name come up a lot, but we've never actually teamed up until the admin of this group asked if I knew of anybody else from the United States that would want to kind of come on, and I messaged Becky and she said yes. And so Becky and I have been able to team up, and it's been phenomenal. Becky is I can let you talk about it, but I want to brag about you for a little bit. You're a Sojel educator and ambassador and 24 years in the industry, had a salon, gets to be solo now, and has really taken the reins of her career and has started on to the next level of education. And I'm kind of doing the same thing, 25 years as a nail tech, became an independent consultant, so I'm not I'm not affiliated with a company. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But anyway, so we are here. I will cover any questions that you guys may have. Hopefully, we'll know the answer. But you know what? This is our first time hijacking a page, so we'll see what happens.
Yes, going live. It's a little scary, but it's awesome because we get to meet all of you, and I'm very privileged that I'm so excited that Amy reached out to me. Great experience, and yeah, the last 2 years, my career's really taken a change, and I'm loving it. So this is just another new experience, and when you just like when you try anything new, it's scary. And I found that I've had to be really brave in the last 2 years. And I feel like when you be brave, amazing things happen. So that's one thing I can say is if you're afraid of something, do it anyways, because great things come from that.
Oh, yeah.
So be brave, always be brave.
I love it. So in the last year, I just saw that you have been competing a lot because it shows up in my Facebook news feeds and on our nail magazines and stuff. So what has been your greatest accomplishment this last year? Not just Becky, like all you guys. Like let's make a big form here.
Yeah,
What's been your greatest accomplishment this last year?
yeah, there's a lot of I just recently competed, well, did a photo shoot and entered that for and I posted that on there today for the Great Shootout for the Scratch magazine. And I also entered that also into the Nails magazine for the front cover. I think it's for the January issue. I think is what that contest was for. But they did announce the top 10. I didn't get it, but um, again, it was another thing that it was like, hey, I think I want to do a photo shoot and I think I want to do this and that. And then you just make the plans and start doing it. And what an awesome experience that was. I collaborated with other people in my area. Just I had to find a makeup artist, a photographer, a model. It was so much fun. And so a couple of the girls, the model and the photographer, were actually nail techs that came to my classes because I teach nail classes and then I teach kind of like you independently with nail art with it's a non-product specific nail art class. So I will just find different designs and then teach them. And so I just use lots and lots of different products for that. So they joined in on that, and then I got to be a makeup artist for the first time, and she actually is a salon owner that does hair. And so she said, hey, we can use my salon. Let's come up there. And everyone donated their time for free. And I bought dinner and it was a blast. It was so much fun. So I'm looking forward to do more of those things because I think it just helps you get your name out there more. And it helps even in your community because when people see that, they're like, oh, wow, she's from here. And that in return has gotten me more clients also. So all those kind of things are just fun. You've just got to be brave. But I have not done nail competitions, but you have. You
I
said you've
have.
done lots of.
Yeah.
I'm scared of that. I'm on
So
just honest. Yeah, that scares me.
here, so here's how I look about the competitions and stuff. You know, if you just right out of the chute, you compete and you win, you're always chasing that win. And you can be let down if you don't get that win. But if you compete and the first year you get participation and you compete again and maybe you make honorable mention, you compete again and maybe you make top 10. Each time you've been able to watch yourself grow. And maybe you'll never make that front cover like I think every tech kind of wants to do. But if you out of the chute just automatically make it, that's a great accomplishment. It's wonderful. But you're always chasing, trying to be that best person again or that best picture again. And so I like the idea that people don't win on their first time. I like that they get that little cutting, I don't know, part in them where they want to be better and they want to compete against themselves. And I can prove this. So, I'm a person that I actually like the idea that you went ahead and did it. I mean, that's the hugest accomplishment right there. You got to add to your portfolio.
Yes.
Competing is very difficult. When they used to do a lot of them in the United States, and my girls and I would go around and compete at the different ones, and it was fun. Then one year I was like, "Hey, I got this. I'm gonna go compete in Las Vegas," and it was in an international show. Didn't even make it. It was one of those that when I came home, I was glad that I went and I learned a lot. But what I learned is that in my small area, that I needed to learn a lot more. What they were doing internationally was so much farther advanced than what we were doing. So the great thing about that and this kind of a group is that we are international. We can learn from each other. There's things that, from art and stuff like that, that seems to be what people have recognized me the most that I can help teach with. But yet, things like Russian manicures and stuff like that, which I doubt will ever be approved in the United States, but I love the look of it. It's going to be a constant challenge for me to want to do the best there.
Yes. And all the extreme shapes. It's like incredible some of the work that these techs are doing. It's awesome.
Yeah. So we have
Let's
people
see what.
from everywhere. Jenna, to answer your question, it says, I was relentless about sending you friend requests until you accepted. Why? Well, let me tell you something. My Facebook page this last year has lit up. I used to have like 250 friends. I knew every single one of them. And so it was great. Well, then I started getting more and more friend requests. I was getting, becoming admin on a couple of groups and I was getting more friend requests. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to reach out to some of the people that I want in my networking circle that I like their pages, I like their work, and I want to be inspired from them. So I'm quite sure if you got friend requests from me is because it kept showing up that you were a suggested friend on our Facebook. And if it always showed up there, I just always pushed invite to be my friend. So if I was relentless, I apologize. I didn't actually know that I was friend requesting people multiple times. But now I have over 4,000 people on there, and I can say that I've spoke with almost every single one of them in private messaging, and I love the networking side of it. So if you want to be my friend, great, friend request me. If not, and you don't want to have your news feed as full as mine is with nails, then I understand that too, and just deny it. It's no big deal.
Awesome. And then is it Lorraine Edwards? So will Becky be doing live using gel? Everyone seems to use acrylic. Um, we're trying to work on that. I guess that ultimately is up to Danny, right? We're trying to, get that. We try not to do too product specific, but I think I could still do a live and not be actually promoting the product that I use. So that's something that will happen, and I would be glad to do that. So hopefully we can get some gel on there. I did do acrylic for 17 years. I mean, now I'm just strictly doing gel. But then I'm kind of getting a little like in the back of my mind, maybe I do want to tinkle around with acrylic again. I love some of the 3D designs, even though you can do that with gel. But I'm thinking, it is kind of fun to just keep up on that. Like I said, I did that for a lot of years, but yeah, I'd love to go live. That would be awesome. Every time I
Yay!
have my phone starts bobbing up and down. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to read some of the comments, but
Yeah. So Julia says, I'm grateful for this technology. It allows me to connect to the knowledge and experience that I wouldn't otherwise be able to access. Thank you. Julia, I thank you. If you guys weren't joining in and constantly giving us feedback or giving us posts that maybe we can share ideas and network and communicate with each other, all of us wouldn't grow like we are right now. Due to social media, it has allowed us to connect in so many ways. Even Becky and I, here we are just a few hours away from each other, but we would have never ran into each other. And so this technology is amazing, but we need to use it. We need to use the videos, we need to use the commenting, we need to use the shares, all of that, and we need to network. And it's been amazing just since I've finally linked on to technology about how much I've grown.
isn't that crazy? It's grown for me too. And I think, boy, when we started being nail tech, it was so hard finding classes, and you just had to figure stuff out on your own. And I look now at everything that's at our fingertips. We have Facebook Live. We have Lably, the classes you can, pay and watch them from your own living room. Um, YouTube. Oh my goodness. Some amazing artists are on YouTube. How people just sit and watch YouTube videos constantly to learn this stuff. Oh my gosh, these nail techs these days, you guys are so lucky. If you're just starting out, you are so lucky because it is a whole new world. It really is. And I went a couple years where I took like 2 years off and didn't do nails at all. I got really burned out. When I look back now, it's because I didn't have education in my area. I mean, I would drive to Vegas once a year for the IBS show, and it was 6 hours away from me then. Um, that was all there was really offered. There was a few acrylic classes through CND, but there just was not education. And I feel like I'm on fire now. I'm loving it because there is so many classes at my fingertips, and it makes me excited every day to wake up and do my job. Like it really does. It's like, what can I create today? And I was in that just blah, burnout. So I quit for 2 years and took the time off, and it's just a whole new world anymore. We need to take advantage of it. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Jenny says, can you make good money being just a tech? It feels like that we're destined to earn very little. I see girls all over the world complaining about how much resistance they get when they try and up their prices. Jenny, I apologize. I think I missaid your name earlier and said Jenna, but I see clearly now. Well, I should put my glasses on to see that it's Jenny. And so I for years have gone through my packaging, and when I get it, I write a date on it, and then I know exactly when I purchased that, how many clients I used with that, and there I have created a system where I know exactly what my costs are. I know exactly what my overhead costs are, my product cost, and my table cost. Therefore, I know that my wages. So even though I've been doing this for many years, I still have a guilt factor of charging for art. I don't know why, but it's always sat there. So I do know that my average wage is $15 to $18 an hour without my tips. And I work every day. I've been full time for all these years, and so therefore I have the breakdown. I've created workshops, and I actually teach how to get your overhead costs. It's just 4 day workshop that I do. So if you ever find it, the next one will be in January. You're more than welcome to sign up for a workshop. Now, with that being said, I don't feel that we're destined to make very little. What we need to know, though, is to specialize in one product in one area and get very good at that, because that's where the trust comes in. It's always your go-to factor of I know how to do this. Some people are excellent at shaping, some people are excellent at art. Whatever it is, find your specialty and hone in on that. Invest in just that. And then later on, when you're comfortable building up more of a clientele or wanting to branch out, then branch out. But there's so many things and products out there in the nail industry, and we buy all of them. We can't make enough money to pay back our education and all of our back stock and stuff, and half of it we don't use. So to make money in the industry, you have to hone it in and find your specialty, and then just start from the basics and then move yourself out. And you can be very successful. I know that I still make more than minimum wage. I know that I make more than my husband, who is a cop. And so, but I don't get the insurance. I don't get the benefits. So you have to weigh your options there. But I do have my hours set like normal people hours. I don't work till 10 o'clock at night sometimes. And so just know that you can make money, but it depends on how you want to do it. If you even look at like cosmetologists, they learn estheticians, eyelashes, nails, pedicures, hair, perms, all that. You'll notice that the successful ones will find one area that they're super good at and become a specialist in that, and then they branch out. So I think that's where the difference is of making money.
And we have to charge accordingly. We need to charge what we're worth. I get so crazy when I see nail techs in my area that are charging $25, $30 for a full set of nails. It makes me absolutely crazy because I'm like, you might as well just be working at the grocery store. Why? Why are you doing that? I understand that when you first start out, you're not going to charge as much as somebody else. I understand that. But I tell my students, start out, give it a 6 month, maybe, 6, 8 month limit, I guess I would say, introductory price if you have to. because maybe you feel like your skills aren't quite up to charging a lot right now, but don't do it forever, you know. Oh gosh, I just hate that so bad because I feel like we all need to raise the industry. If we would all raise our prices, get the education and be worth that value, how much greater would we be? Then people would respect what we charge, and people would it's not always charging less isn't always a good thing for a clientele. When I moved to St. George, I had to start all the way over with my clientele. I'd had the same clients for 20 something years. That was scary and it was hard. And I did find myself, I was like, oh, nobody charges as much as I did in my little rinky dink town as I do in this bigger, I don't know, like touristy area. I thought I was going to be able to charge more here. And when I seen the prices of nail techs, I just was blown away. So then I found myself, I dropped my prices by $5 to try to build a clientele, which I wish I would have never done that, because why did I do that? I wasn't worth less here than I was worth there. You know what I'm saying? I still had my same skills. I still knew my stuff. I was still educated. I still used great products. So why did I do that? Yes, I have a clientele now, but I want to try so much to get our area to just come up to the stand, come up. Let's be better than, we don't need to charge these little itty bitty prices to try to get people. So really charge what you're worth.
Absolutely. In fact, that's the name of the class is Charge What You're Worth.
Yes, and like Jenny said, she says text charging too little bring us all down as an industry. I don't see why they can't see the bigger picture. Yes, it's so true.
Yeah, if they ever
Um,
did their cost breakdown and knew exactly what they were making, they wouldn't feel guilty about raising their prices.
no. I can't see all the ones we've missed. Let's see.
So I
Hi,
see Lorraine
Jenny.
asked you, Becky, if you're on YouTube.
I am on YouTube. I don't have very many videos. I put a few on there, and I have put my gel, how to do a start to finish nail on the gel that I use. Um, and I think it's nailed. Still think it's nailed by Becky, So Gel Educator. So I think it's on there, and I'm nailed by Becky B13 for Instagram. And then the Facebook is Nails by Becky. I'm trying to get Facebook to change it back to Nailed, but they will not change it back, and I don't know why, and it's driving me crazy. But
Yeah.
anyways, I'm hoping to put a few more things on there and do a few more lives, like Amy said, the education with some classes on there. It just helps us reach more people. I have a lot of people that are like, I can't get down to St. George, maybe it's a 5 hour drive for them, or people in other states. And it's really hard for us to be able to get airline tickets, hotels, food, and do all those things and travel, although we want to do that, but we also have families too. And so that's why I think this technology thing is so great, because we can do these live classes and everyone can join, and you can join at your own time. If you can't catch it live at that moment, you can watch it anytime on your own time. So it's awesome.
Yes,
You see,
I've done. Yeah, go ahead.
um, I don't know. What else are you
Well,
seeing on
first
here?
of all, we need to give a shout out to Danny because
Did she
so
start?
Danny started this group and just this year, and it's like almost 15,000 members. That's how much she has worked her butt off on creating this group, and she's invited like Becky and I to be a part of her admin. And so we hijacked her page today, and she said she was going to be watching us, but guess what? We're here supporting you because what you have done, Danny, is amazing. And so thanks for letting and trusting us to be a part of your admin. So have fun, get off of here, and get into your show.
Go enjoy.
Yeah. Let's see. As for some of the messages, I see a lot of them. And a lot about the pricing. And isn't it so true that once you know your costs and we've committed into some really good products, we do need to work on the pricing. And I think we're going to have to do that as a whole. It takes time, but what's the right way to raise prices? I've tried it over the years, and I finally would just be honest with my clients and say, okay, I did my breakdown. Here's my cost. You guys get raises every year. I kind of want to raise too. And I don't even really have to justify why, but here's the cost of everything that I have. And they wouldn't even blink an eye. They just did it. And so the first time that I raised prices, I actually raised $5. $5. That was a
Mhm.
huge jump. But I also realized that my cost, I wasn't making any money at all, like none. So at that point, the $5 was finally my wage.
I did that too recently. And you know, it's so funny because I was so scared to raise them again. And because I feel like I'm one of the higher ones in my area. And I had a client last week. She formerly was going to the quick shops where you just walk in and so I was a little worried because I was like, she's probably used to paying a lot less. And to my surprise, I've done her probably about 6 times now. And she's like, I'm hooked. I've never went anywhere but just a walk-in salon. And she told me the other day, she goes, you don't charge enough for your nails. And I
Wow.
just was like, this is coming from a customer.
Mhm.
Like it blew my. And I was like, well, thank you, and she said that she would walk out of those other salons paying a lot more, but the price on the window would say, full set or fill or pedicure for this much, but it was everything was added on. And by the time you left, it really was this much, so don't be fooled that those places are charging just cheap, 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 because they usually do the a la carte, you know, everything's added on. And but that was a compliment. Because it freaks you out that, and it's funny because once I raised my prices, and obviously some people tip on the percentage of the price, but my tips have gone up since I raised my prices too. And so I would have thought when I raised my prices that people wouldn't tip me as much. And it's not. I think they really value you. We need to quit being so scared of you know,
Yeah.
charging a good price.
Yeah. So Becky, both you and I have had big salons. We're both back to the level of that it's us. We have a
Yeah.
home salon, which we both have our own home studio at our home. And then
Mhm.
so we both later in our career had to move and restart an entire clientele. And that is so hard because when you're established and you know that your clients, you know what they want, you know what times work best, it becomes a routine where it's easy. And now all of a sudden we're in the same boat. Like, am I going to have enough clients today to cover my overhead? Am I going to have enough clients today that want to come to my house? Jenny has a question here about being dressed up to the nines when you work from home. You know what? Here's my best advice. Whether you work in a salon, you work at home, you're starting all over, you're new, whatever it is, dress to be comfortable. When you are comfortable, you are going to put out better work. For years, look, I have my sister's socks on. They are mismatched socks. My sisters have the ones that match. I dress comfortably. And you know what? People love the little bit of spunk that I have, that I always have mismatched socks on, which I never would have done because I'm OCD in so many ways. But I can say every day I wake up and I put makeup on just because I'm insecure if I don't have it. So for me, my comfort level is makeup. My hair, some days it's down, some days it's up, some days it's a hat. But my clothing, I'm usually pretty relaxed and comfortable. I've had techs that work for me go, oh yeah, Amy's in her slippers again or whatever. But you know what? It's never held me back from a full-time clientele. It's never held me back to where I had to lower my prices. What I know is that when I'm comfortable, my clients are comfortable and I do my better work. So therefore, if you are dressed up to the nines, you might attract clientele that likes to dress up like that because you do attract,
Yeah.
your liking. But it also makes it uncomfortable for other people to come see you when you're always dressed up and they think that they're not good enough to be your client. So therefore, you got to relate with both. So you got to kind of maybe dress for what you want to attract, but also be true to yourself.
Yeah, I believe that too. Just because we're at home, I don't feel like I can come out here in my sweats. I do wear my flip-flops every day, which probably isn't legal. I don't know. But I'm in St. George, Utah, and it's sunny and warm all the time, and I can't stand on my feet to be confined. But I feel better when I dress up. I do. And I feel like, and we don't always feel like that. I have days where I'm sad or I'm depressed or um, maybe maybe you're having family issues or whatever, but I think it makes you feel better when you put on your clothes, put on your makeup, do your hair, and it reflects to your clients. Because I've had days where I've been really, like, say, a while back, I had a really bad ear infection, and my clients could just read it on my face. Like, before I said it, a client she just kept staring at me, and it was like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm like in really bad pain right now, but they can tell, so I think just getting up, dressing up, and it really makes you feel a lot better. But I've heard a lot of things like that. Some people are like, whatever you dress, you're going to attract those type of people, things like that. I've heard things that if you dress in all black, that your tips are higher. It's like a salon thing that, yeah, it was a study. If you dress in all black every day, that your tips are higher. I was like, oh, okay, well, dress black.
I never heard that one, but guess what? I'm going to start dressing in all black. No, Jenny,
Right?
this is I'm going to be honest with you. One of my favorite places to shop at Walmart, because I'm a cheapskate, is the pajama section because they have the greatest, they look like business, like kind of slacks, but they're long and I'm really tall, so I need the length. They're like stretchy waist, but I can put a nice top with them and people think that I'm dressed up in some cute sandals. This top is a pajama hoodie top that comes with those pajama pants. And so you just got to be creative on what you wear, but it's comfortable, and that's the key.
Exactly. Yes. Um, well,
Okay, so
what other
Mary,
question?
I see Mary's it says having a hard time getting clients. Any ideas? I have tons of ideas, way more than I can fit into this class. But Becky and I were talking earlier, and we both agree we wish that we had social media when we were starting out. Social media is a huge way of free advertising, but you can't put yourself out there in social media if you haven't created some sort of like a Facebook business page or an Instagram page. Um, in nail techs, it's called Nail Art Gallery, but that's for networking with other nail techs. So if you're wanting to reach your clientele, a Facebook or Instagram page would be best, and then build your portfolio. Take before and after pictures of every single nail client that you do. Even if you don't like it, it might be something that somebody else might like, even if it's French manicures, whatever it is. Take before and afters and put them on that page and use that social media to advertise in your upcycles or put it on your business card. Hey, you can view my work here. Put yourself out there that way, and it's completely free. Becky, what ideas do you have?
Definitely on that for sure. And when you're thinking about attracting certain clientels, there's certain hashtags you can use for that. Don't think about just the nail hashtags like Nails Magazine, Nail Pro, all those things. You've got to think, where are the customers at in my town that I want to attract? So, say my local high schools, I have like Desert Hills High School, I have Snow Canyon High School, Hurricane High School, Dixie High School. So, if I'm trying to attract clients, I will use those hashtags on some of my pictures because then if somebody is looking for, maybe they're looking on one of the high school Instagram or Facebook pages and they're trying to find pictures of maybe their son's football game or something. Well, all of a sudden, a picture of some nails are going to show up on that feed, and it's like, what are these? And then they'll look, and it's like, oh, nailed by Becky. Well, who is she? Then they stalk you. So there's all kinds of things like museums and Bryce Canyon and Zion National Park, Dixie Rock, all those things that are like my area. I can sneak those little hashtags in, and how cool is that? That they're just gonna pop up on somebody when they're looking for a hike somewhere in Zion Canyon. They can see this, and it's like, what are these nails doing on here? So there's little ways that you can do that. that it's kind of fun to, you just got to think of your hashtags. Definitely, always my best lead is word of mouth with my clients, but you've got to tell your clients, hey, I'm looking for a clientele. So hey, I really need you to, if someone compliments your nails, please tell them who I am, and give them business cards. What I do is every time I get a new client, when they come in, they fill out a profile. So um, here in Utah, we can reuse like files on the same person. I do client packs is what they're called. So a lot of states can't do that. But it's a manila envelope and I keep their file, their orange would stick in it. It's only used on them. When they wear out, then I throw them in the trash. It's not used on anyone else. But I do a profile card so that I have their address, their email, phone number, everything on site, every client. So a couple days after their appointment, I send them a thank you card in the mail. Now with today's technology, when's the last time you ever got a thank you card in the mail? So I feel like that sets me apart from other clients, and they open that up and go, wow, my person sent me a thank you card for my business and for trusting her. I put on there, thanks for trusting me with your name. I know you have many, and I appreciate that you me, and I hope that we have a good. So I just send a thank you card, but I put in there 3 of my business cards I do, and on the back side I write $5 off. So if they get somebody to come to me every day, I give them $5. I figure I just earned more new client. I'm going to get $5 off of the service because I feel like I'm giving. So that works really good. But there are some that really try to. I want to get $5 off. Recently, I did this in the past and I decided to do it again, even though I've got a pretty full clientele. But I have little cards that are nailed by Becky loyalty cards. Some people say not to do these. Some people are against them. I like it. So everywhere we go nowadays, Starbucks, everywhere, they always have these cards, something on your phone that they scan it every time you come. I initial every time they come 10 times we'll get $1 service. People think, oh, maybe that's a lot. Why are you? I given back to my clients and I'm okay with that. And I feel like if they're out there and they're telling people about me, getting me new clients, I want to give back to them. I can handle giving them $10 off every year. It's about time a year for me because most of my clients come once a month. So I'm okay with that. That's another good way that I've worked really fast.
Yeah. So, and I do something a little bit different. I don't offer any discounts because as soon as you do, somebody knows that you can take $5 off and that they think you're still making money. Of course, a lot of people think that we make $35, $40 an hour and we don't. So what I
Yeah.
do is I buy bulk. I'm going to use this as an example, even though this is not what I mean, but I buy bulk of little things of lotion for them to carry in their purse or hand sanitizer. And so therefore my cost is about $1 each. And I do the thank you cards. I do written cards or a little note. I don't actually buy cards because I'm a cheapskate, so I'll get card stock and I cut it up and I write them a note and I mail it to them. And then I give them a lotion when they come in. And years ago, when I was a master tech with creative nail design, one of the things that they taught us was branding yourself and branding yourself with a scent. So therefore, with lotion, over the years I've just been branded with the almond scent of Creative. So like they have their lotion, they have the solar oil, all that's an almond scent. So when people think of almonds or maraschino cherries, they would think about me as a nail tech. So what I would do is send them with a little lotion as a thank you. That lotion might have cost me $1 or $2, so therefore I'm saving more money than giving them $5 off. They have a lotion that every time they open it, every time they use it, every whatever they do with that, they think about me again. So therefore, it's branding yourself with the scent, something visual. They have a gift, so it feeds those oh, I don't know if you guys have ever done the five love languages, but it feeds the five love languages. And that's a whole other topic right there. I could talk for hours about five love languages. But anyways, that's one of the other things that I do to thank my clients is I actually buy them something that would cost me less than what it would be to give them a discount. Not that I'm against those cards because I like them. I take the cards with me every time we go to this rib place. I want their free ribs. So every time I spend $19 on a rack of ribs, they put a little mark on there and I make sure it's marked because I want my free
I
rack of ribs.
know. I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we've
It's
been on for 40 minutes.
already? Are you
Yeah.
serious? Oh my gosh.
So we have agreed to hijack this page for 2 days. So Becky and I are going to come back on live again tomorrow at 3 o'clock, same time. And as long as you guys are active with asking questions, then we'll be active. We thought we'd try to keep it around a half hour, 45 minutes, just so we're not taking up the whole day. But so if you want to join us for another hijacking tomorrow, you're more than welcome to join us. And one of the things that I personally am going to do is I'm going to be doing more of these. I am going to start, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I talked with the admin and they've already approved it. So I'm going to start doing interviews of our members of our group. And whether you're a newbie, we can just talk about the struggles of being a newbie, what you've done to advertise and try to use our nerdy nail knowledge to help you out. And if you're advanced, then we want to interview you. We want to know how you got advanced. How did you get to where you are? So I don't know what we're going to call it yet. We're open to suggestions, but I'm going to come on every week. We don't know what day yet. And I'm going to start doing lives where we can do more things like what Becky and I are doing today. And then Becky has some exciting news too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try doing some lives too. I'm gonna get brave. I'm gonna do the gel and I'm gonna do some art ones and stuff. So yeah, exciting. Yeah, just gotta be brave and do these things. So we just need your support. We need to know what you guys want. So comment below of what kind of things you would like to see in some lives. And we will work on getting some done so that you guys can love this page as much as we do and get to know everybody on here and that you can find some valuable information on this page. That's what we want for everybody.
Yay. I see a lot of hellos. Oh, hi, Juliana. Nice to see you here. Um, thank
Angela
you.
Lorraine, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So, ladies, thank you for hijacking today's page with us. And continue to leave suggestion because obviously we'll be able to see this for as long as this is active. I've done lives and they've been active for a month, so you might get tired of seeing us on here, but
Yes,
we're
and
here.
answer too. Yeah, we'll try to answer some of these questions that we didn't see because sometimes as we're talking, we can't see them. But we'll go back and look through the feed and answer. If any of you answered questions, we'll try to answer them as best as we can.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
What you think, Becky?
Awesome. Thank you for inviting me, and we'll talk again tomorrow. And what should we talk about tomorrow? What are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
We got to figure.
Hopefully, people will give us all bunch of suggestions.
I hope
I
so too. You guys leave comments so we know we don't just stand here and babble.
I have a feeling that us babbling alone will bring in some people.
Probably.
All right. All
Awesome.
right. All right. Thank you, ladies.
Guys, have a great day. Have a great night for some of you. See ya.
Thanks, Danny, for letting us hijack your page.
You. Bye.